Hey yo, what's up everyone? I'm Ford Cobalt, and in today's video we're gonna be looking at the new revamped Gavril D-Series that I got right here, and the new BeamNG 0.18 update that just recently got released. Um, Now, as you can see, the update also updates the Utah map and the graphics. You can see the graphics look way better, especially in like sunset. Um, which I mean they didn't look that great before, but now they're not the best in class because, well, obviously this is BeamNG. BeamNG is really never gonna be the best for graphics, but this is still a massive improvement. It's still a welcome one. Now, if you wanna watch an in-depth video on the new Utah map, you could go check out YBR's video on the Utah map. It's a really in-depth video. I really like it. I enjoy his videos. Go check it out. Yeah. Anyways, this video is about the Gavril D-Series, as you can see right here. Now, this is the truck that everyone spawns in. The stock spawn truck. And as you can see, it has some updates to it. Mainly the wheels, which are different. They didn't look like this before, and that's about it visually. I can't really notice any more improvements, I mean modifications visually, but I mean if I spawn up the this thing, you can see that, well, now the bed and the body are separated from the frame right here. So I mean they were before, but now you can actually split them, and now they're actually two separate things, which is good. Most trucks do have ladder chassis or body on frame setups, like this one does. And you can see the engine. Don't think the engine changed. I mean the V8 didn't change. I don't think. Neither did the exhaust. But I mean, yeah. It's the only visual thing that changed, I think, are the wheels. The only thing that you can really see are the wheels. Why does this not work? Okay, I don't know what's wrong with my game. I don't know. Anyways, well, let's go drive it and let's crash it. Now, I do want to try out the manual what am I saying? I want to try out crashing this thing really brutally in like a circumstance where the frame could get like ripped from the body. Because I mean that's basically the biggest improvement of the Gavril D-Series in this update. That didn't really work, but I mean you get to see some damage. Let me just like pull it to the road so we can see better, because yeah, as you can see, it now actually the front end kind of now splits, or not splits, but I mean it can break off. I mean, as you can see, the fender, the whole quarter panel can come off, and so can this thing, the front grille or fascia, whatever they call it. So yeah, that's one of the improvements of this truck. Now there are also a lot of new versions on the Gavril D-Series. Now there are a lot, and almost all of these are stock or in-game. The only ones that aren't stock are, I think, the 572 versions, which have the 572 V8. I mean, I won't talk about those because that's a mod. Anyways, new versions we got now. There's the new fleet versions, which are basically stripped down the versions of the pickup. Now, basically, they have black grills, steel wheels, as you can see, And there's also a long bed version now, which has an 8-foot bed instead of, I think this is a 6.5-foot bed, or I don't know. And there are also D25 fleet, I think, or no, actually no. I mean, I'll let you look at the new V8 version. So here it is. Take a look at it. You could see that it's, oh yeah, it looks pretty good. I actually do prefer the longer bed look, but I mean, yeah, this one has the N-Line 6. So let me show it to you. It's that's not what I meant to do, but anyways, as you can see, it's the engine I think is the same, but anyways, tailgate still opens as you might expect. And since this is the V6, it doesn't have a lot of power. I think about 100 horsepower, or I don't know. But I mean, let's go into one of the kind of renewed areas, which is this dirt road up here. And let's try to jump it off of the cliff. The cliff, not the clip. What am I saying? Now this one is also rear-wheel drive, because I don't think there are 4-wheel drive fleet versions. But I mean, yeah. So yeah, let's jump it off of here and let's see if the long bed is gonna make things any different. I mean, I don't know what things it could make different, but I mean, you know. Actually, this was a pretty good crash. I mean, we did get to damage the bed. And now, one thing is, I see a lot of jagged edges. Like here, the wheel well, the arch, sorry, it's really jagged. The bed is kind of like, you know, jagged. This too, the roof, I mean, it's, yeah. I just pulled it down, but I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know, it might be realistic. I don't think it is realistic. I hope the devs fix this issue in the future, with the jagged edges. But I mean, yeah, let's take a look at the at other versions. Now I already showed you the fleet. Now there are also new versions such as the 25 lifted, the street tuned, track, drag, drift, and I think, yeah, D25 long beds, the custom classic, which was red before, got improved, 4-wheel drive long bed versions of the D15, and I think you can also get extended cab with the long beds. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. As you can see, they're quite a bit longer than your normal extended cab version. Let me show it to you. I mean, this is a normal extended cab. This is the D15. And yeah, the bed is quite a bit longer. I mean, even if this is the D25, really what the D25 does is it adds those bigger mirrors that you can see right there, and bigger engine, I think. 237, 217, yes. So let's spawn up this one, which is the D25 V8 4-wheel drive extended bed. No, extended cab long bed. As you can see, they're basically, well, the same as normal extended cab versions. They have, well, a bigger bed because I mean, that's the whole point of it. This one also has a tow hook, as you can see. Yeah, I mean, it's a really good looking truck. I mean, the D-Series was my favorite vehicle, and I mean, one of my favorite vehicles in the game. I'm glad they improved it. Anyways, here's a crash. It's kind of a weird one, but I mean, it did fare pretty well. And this time, no jagged edges as such. I mean, not too much. There's one here. But I mean, that could have just been like, you know, something that doesn't happen often with that fleet version with the jagged bed. Now, next version would be, well, I'm gonna just go to the pig because it did actually receive, not this one. This is the old one. This is the new one because it did actually got changed pretty much a lot. It really is different now. I mean, as you can see, this is the old one. It's a good thing I got that mod installed because, yeah, as you can see, the whole truck is lower than it is now. It has doors and it has a spare tire. This one's really different. It has a whole different like roll bar style up here with these lights on it and whatever that is on the roof. It has some like a roll cage, I think it is, and no doors. It has really big, chunky off-road wheels, and I think yes, it does have lights on the bull bar. Also, the shocks are different. As you can see, you can't really see them here. They're not that, you know, that you know, they're not that big. And in this one, you can see them way better. You can see the shocks way better. It also seems to have yellow calipers, yellow brake calipers, which this one doesn't have. I mean, at least you can't see them. So yeah, let's spawn this up. And now, since this is the pig and since this is an off-road vehicle, let's go do some off-roading and let's test it out. Hopefully not hit this dealership. Also, a thing that improved, I think, the pig before didn't have these lights here, these custom lights on this flatbed. Well, now it does. Interesting thing is it doesn't actually have locking differentials. I don't know if they're welded or if you just can't lock them. It takes jumps pretty well. Since it has a snorkel, it, yeah, goes in the water, no big deal. As you can see, I mean, you wouldn't even be like that wet. I mean, your feet would probably be like soaked, but I mean, you could still like sit fine, you know. You wouldn't be soaked completely. As you can see, it's really off-road capable. Let's try to go up that wall of rocks there. See how it does. Hopefully it makes it over. This is quite an extreme test. And I almost stalled it. But yeah, I mean, that just climbed like a 3-foot high rock wall. So yeah, this is it's a pretty capable thing. It has a snorkel, so it can go in water. You can also stall it if you want to. That's, you know, I can also. Oh, nope, I killed it. Well, almost. Yeah. Anyways, this was the pig. As you can see, it looks really good. I really like this one. You also have a new version called the Lifted. And also the off-road one did get changed. I'll just compare it to the mod, which I think, yeah. As you can see, it looks a bit different. Wheels are not the same. Oh no, they're the same. Tires are the same. You can see the shocks better, I think. The light bar is different. As you can see here, it has only 2 things. Here it has 4 lights on it. Snorkel is the same. It still has an antenna. And the bull bar is still the same, I think, or the push bar. I don't know what they're called. But this one has side exit exhaust, though. And it also has sounds. Well, it's way louder. I'll let you hear it. I hope you heard it pretty well. And it's now dead. You can't really see the impact, so I'll just try to spawn it over here, not in the ground, like this. Yeah, I mean it's pretty beat up. Let me just shut off the engine because it's just, you know, it doesn't even get oil anymore. I mean, yeah. The next one would be the next one is gonna be the lifted version, which has a long bed and it's a D25 instead of a D15. Also, I don't know what D25 really means. I mean, it could be the year, 1988, 1994, and 1988, 1994. So no, it's not the year. Well, anyways, this the lifted one has a different paint job. A new one, it has a chrome bull bar, chrome roll bar with fake off-road lights that don't even light up because they have covers on them. Chrome bumpers, chrome running boards, and chrome taillight covers. I mean taillight grills. It's also an automatic, and it has a tan interior. Anyways, because this is an off-road version, let's try to climb this thing. Try to climb this. What am I hitting? Try to climb this this cliff. Probably won't go too well, especially if I flip it like this. I mean, as you can see, it's not that off-road capable. I'm getting the idea that this is kind of like a farm truck, or you know, farm trucks don't need to be that off-road capable. They still need to like haul around seeds or chickens or you know, the farm stuff. I don't know what you do in a farm with a pickup truck. You know, I'm getting the feeling that this is supposed to be a farm truck because it kind of looks like one, and it's dead now. Well, luckily, we are at the best in class AJ Auto Repairs Tire and Service Center. You know, it's my man AJ. You know, it's kind of like CJ but AJ. So it's probably like Alexander Johnson instead of Carl Johnson. You know, top 10 secret Easter eggs in Rockstar games. I'm getting a kind of like bright side vibe. Anyways, you also have the street tuned version, which has this unique flame paint job, or not flame, but I mean it's kind of like, you know, an arrow shooting back, and like the truck being so fast that the front end like ignites. It also has rear wheel drive, so you can spin out like this because I'm a very good driver, you know me. It also has this custom no-me steering wheel, which, you know, it looks good. It also has a bed cover and painted bumpers, which actually look pretty good. I do like this thing. It also has a supercharger, which makes supercharger sounds, as it should do. And now let's try to crash this thing. Now, since this is a pretty fast truck, I'm gonna try to do like a high-speed impact. Although it doesn't have the best acceleration because it's rear-wheel drive and it has a lot of power. That wasn't really a high-speed crash, but I mean it was still an interesting one. The bed cover fell. I mean, just, yeah, it got separated, and I'm now like grinding this bridge. Now it also has custom wheels and Bripple radial TA tires, you know, which look pretty good. Next version would be the let me see, now the Beast is essentially the same. It just has like taillight covers, a different like thing up here, and different paint job. You can see on the old one. Now there's the track too, which Now, the track has 505, this has 523 horsepower. And here it is in all of its red glory and white stripe, because this is a race car, right? It must have stripes. This thing actually accelerates pretty well and is really fast, which I do like about this thing. It also has a roll bar in the back. Oh, this was a really brutal impact. Yeah, you can see what I meant. That you can pretty much like take off the front quarter panels, as you can see right here. The wheel is also completely destroyed. The bed cover is coming off. What's interesting is that it actually has holes in the bed cover for the roll bar, which looks pretty interesting. It also has a little spoiler thing, kind of a NASCAR style spoiler, you know. And I'll also let you hear it a bit. Yeah, I don't know if it's rear wheel drive or all wheel drive. Yeah, it is all wheel drive, definitely. Yeah, and you can even see the drive shaft in the front. Next one is, I think, the drag version, which is this one right here. I won't drive it because it's, well, basically really fast. Then we have the drift, which is really slidey and I can't drift, so you can take a look at it right now because we're kind of running out of time. And I also have some roamer versions to show you. And yeah, the roamer has the street tuned version, which has a very ugly paint job. It's really ugly. Also has different tires, side exit exhaust. The fire chief, I think, is the same. The off-road did get modified a bit. As you can see, this is the old one and the new one. You can see it did get a roll cage, different lights, I think, up here. Now there's also the adventure version, which I don't know what it's basically. I think it's a safari version, because in the description it says like, "Oh, look, an elephant." That kind of gives me like a safari kind of vibe, if you know what I mean. Like, you're in a safari, you're looking out for animals, and you see an elephant. Yeah, anyways, I do kind of like this camo paint job, and I'm not gonna joke about the fact that I can't see it because it's camo, because that's kind of outdated as a meme. Yeah, you can see it has a snorkel, cool paint job, roof rack, and I like this version. Next version, I think, is the drag version. Yes, right here. The Road Sport, I think, is the same as the one in the previous one, and I'll take the drag version of the roamer to show it to you. It's basically the same as the Gavril D-Series, the drag version. It also has nitrous, if for all your nitrous needs, you know, Fast and Furious style. And anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like. If you didn't, sorry, leave a dislike, and tell me why in the comments. That being said, I hope you enjoy this new roamer and new D-Series, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, unlike this roamer that's gonna die because of this crash.